Chào mừng quý vị quay trở lại với phần cuối cùng của chương trình Câu chuyện kinh doanh trên kênh truyền hình FBNC với cuộc trò chuyện liên quan đến lĩnh vực sáng tạo và quảng cáo. Cùng với hai vị khách mời chúng ta ngày hôm nay là anh Geoffrey Hantson, tổng giám đốc sáng tạo của tập đoàn Happiness, và anh Alan Cerutti, tổng giám đốc điều hành của Happiness Saigon. Welcome back, Sky. So Alan, Vietnam have 90 million people with 2/3 of below 35 years old. So pretty young market right now. We get old soon, but right now pretty young. And 30 or 40 million people on mobile phone every day. How does that affect the clients and your clients and your brands around the world when they're looking at this market?
So indeed, you have the stats right. It's 40 million internet users and 30 million smartphone users.
Yeah, internet users more.
Exactly.
Yeah. And 30 million on Facebook every day.
Yes.
Including me.
Exactly.
I'm a Facebook addicted, so.
So when it comes to how this affects advertisers and the way we advertise, this is really creative connectivity. It's about identifying a consumer journey-centric approach. As I mentioned earlier, it is about really identifying these connection points in the journey of a person. And these people are predominantly young indeed. And they are more than ever really going to Facebook, as you mentioned. 14 times a day people go on Facebook in Vietnam. It's huge. And this is not taking into consideration...
I think like 20 times.
This is not taking into consideration all the different notifications that one gets. So that phone is asking a lot of attention. And the reason why that phone is asking a lot of attention is because it's becoming a tool. Okay. It's becoming a tool for you to research information. It's becoming a tool for you to connect with others. It's becoming a tool for you to shop. So there are various purposes to that phone. And what we find very interesting, of course, is how we can, as an agency, consult and help our advertisers or our clients to really make that leap now and start connecting with these consumers in that more agency vision of creative connectivity, and that way, basically.
In terms of content, people always say content is king, and video, and now the augmented reality, the virtual reality thing. What do you think is the next trend? Anything like in terms of content that's make things go viral?
I believe that it's all about, as Geoffrey mentioned, about share of choice. So the creativity that you're using to connect with the audience needs to be very strong for it to be amplified. And you have 90 million people in Vietnam. These are your media. This is the biggest media out there. So if you're able to connect with them, they are able to become ambassadors of your message. When it comes to the newest trends, I do believe that indeed virtual reality is of course very interesting. It's a new innovation, and we see some of the brands in Vietnam already applying this in their brand experiences, so it's really used already as a technology. What is this going to be in the near future? I think you will have new experiences. You will go to the cinema in virtual reality, of course.
360 cameras.
Correct. You will be able to have roller coasters. Instead of really going to an attraction park, you would be able to experience a roller coaster from your chair in the virtual experience.
So Geoffrey, in terms of creativity, creative content, the factors, the culture factors, how important is that in terms of providing content and creating creative content for the consumers, and how the culture affect the mindset when they...
I think culture is important, and at the same time it's not important. I always tend to talk with my creatives about digital first. Everybody seems to like digital this, digital that, digital... There is no digital. What does that mean, digital? When you ask people, what do you mean with digital? They all talk screens.
Okay.
They talk a mobile phone, they talk a computer, they talk everything, screens. While digital is philosophy. Digital is understanding that in a digitalized world, it's all hyper-transparent, it's all hyper-social, and it's all people connected to people. It doesn't really matter when you speak about Vietnam or South Africa or Peru or Belgium, it's the same. It's transparent, it's social, and it's people connected to people. That's digital. Culture has no influence there. It's the same culture. Because that's one of the things with digital, right? I mean, whether we like it or not, the world is a village. We're all part of the same culture. We're all connected to each other. And that changes. Now, that doesn't mean that local culture is not important, because it is very different, right? That's why you work with local creatives. That's why you have a local community, the hapsters, to test if your local ideas are actually making sense to a local community. So when you go down, you get into culture. But above this, it's actually one, it's all in the same, it's the same thing.
As a chief creative for the company, have you ever run out of ideas?
You're scaring me. I hope it never happens. You cannot forget that I'm not inventing stuff myself. I'm a spoiled man. I have a wonderful bunch of extremely talented creatives that do nothing else than inventing ideas. And the only thing I do is try to make sure they make sense in the world we live in, and try to make sure they are a solution for the client's problem. Now, every now and then I have an idea myself, obviously. You never run out of ideas because you never run out of creative people. You never run out of talent. There's always new talent coming in, especially young people. Alan knows that the thing I love the most is to work with young creative people and make them stars. You know, make them really famous for their ideas. Sure. Because for them it's fantastic if they are in the city and they hear people talking about something they saw, and it's theirs, it's their invention. That's a fantastic feeling. So you never run out of ideas.
So Alan, what is your strategy for Happiness Saigon, let's say in short term and long term?
So the strategy right now is to continue on the pace that we have established in the last year, and continuously reinvent ourselves, basically based on that consumer trends. We have now introduced Creative Connectivity Agency as our vision. Last week on Friday we organized that event where we were able to introduce the thinking to the market with very good reactions. Mm-hmm. With this we have organized a survey as well to capture some data from the advertisers and understand what they value the most. We are going to use this data to optimize our service level for them in various ways, from the strategic to creative to executional approaches, but also in the way we work with them. This insights is actually very important for us to really optimize the way we are going to establish, a stronger position in the market.
Sure. Well, thank you so much for sharing. Good luck with everything. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thưa quý vị, vừa rồi là những chia sẻ của anh Geoffrey Hantson, là tổng giám đốc sáng tạo của tập đoàn Happiness, và anh Alan Cerutti, tổng giám đốc điều hành của Happiness Saigon. Quý vị có thể xem lại chương trình trên website FBNC-Vn. Cảm ơn quý vị đã theo dõi chương trình Câu chuyện Kinh doanh. Chúng tôi sẽ hẹn gặp lại quý vị trong những chương trình lần sau.